Hi, Rebecca. My name is Victoria. I'll be conducting this interview. How are you today?
I'm pretty good.
Just pretty good?
Yeah, stressed out and stuff. School is getting the best of me.
Midterms or just in
Yeah,
general?
midterms, assignments, volunteer things, stuff like that. Busy.
Well, don't be too stressed. It's only school. So if you don't understand the questions that I'll be asking, just don't hesitate to ask for clarification. But it is important to know that the camera can be turned off at any point. And if you do disclose information regarding you hurting yourself or others, I have the obligation to report it. But other than that, let's start the session.
Okay.
What brings you in to talk about today?
I'd like to talk about obesity and children.
Okay. Why that topic?
I'm looking at going into elementary teaching, so I feel like children obesity is going to be a big part of my life, and I really want to make it a change in that because I find it extremely unhealthy for them to be obese, and that a lot of it is their parents causing it, and they don't really have a choice because they don't know better. So I want to be able to teach them proper physical activity and nutrition and things like that.
So is that the only reason why you want to be a teacher, or?
No, I just want to be a teacher because I love kids and I want to help them get a good education, but I also want to be able to influence their lives in some way.
Awesome. I know you mentioned that the parents may be the cause, but are there any other reasons?
I think the media definitely has a big impact. Like, we live in a society that shows that you should be skinny and you should be this, but then at the same time they're advertising McDonald's and Burger King and sugary cereals and stuff like that, and those are all the commercials intertwined with like cartoons and stuff, and kids see this and they want it, and if the parents want to make them happy, then they go and they get it, and we just don't have, I don't know, the resources to say this is healthy and this isn't.
Can you think of any specific examples?
Well, I know like some of the places are changing, like say McDonald's and their Happy Meals now, they offer yogurt and white milk and apples, but like other places are just like, oh, this is so good, KFC, like finger looking good, let's just get some chicken.
Okay, so you think it's, just to clarify, you think it's the restaurants, or do you think that certain TV shows or other things like that have an influence on the parents?
I think it's a lot of things. Definitely the fast food restaurants don't help because kids see it, they smell it, they want it, and parents don't always want to say no in our society. Like, I feel like we've become more passive in parenting. Not always, and especially more in our culture, like North American culture, where parents just want to give in all the time. They don't want to say no, and with the influence of kids seeing it all the time, they want it. So if like we didn't have it in the media, it would be harder for kids to say like, oh, I want McDonald's, but I don't even know what McDonald's is.
How come you're so passionate about this?
I just think like the generation below us is starting to not live as long as their parents because of like a health issue that has occurred. Like back in the day, people didn't have fast food. They could just live their lives, but now kids are dealing with obesity, they're dealing with bullying, they're dealing with heart conditions, they're dealing with everything, not being able to participate in like gym class. It's just kind of sad to me.
Are there any specific things that you could do when you become a teacher?
Definitely influence them with modeling. Like, I think kids really look up to teachers in general. So if, say, I eat a healthy lunch, they're more likely to eat a healthy lunch. If I'm physically active, they're probably going to be more physically active. And just teach them in general, like nutrition, like this is what you should be eating, this is what you shouldn't. And in gym class, say how to stay healthy outside of school to get involved in activities.
Have you been in a certain environment in a classroom with obese children?
I have had some overweight friends in the past. A lot of people did make fun of them. That's what I found a lot. People made fun of their weight, and they didn't really look at the person. They looked at what they looked like on the outside.
How did that make them feel?
I don't think, some of them just pushed it off and made fun of it themselves, or they pretended that it was okay, but I'm pretty sure that it hurt them, and it hurt them emotionally and intellectually.
Did that make you uncomfortable?
Not really. I never really went, I've had my own body issues, but everyone seems to have their own body image issues, but I've never really put myself in their shoes to see how they feel. I think that it's unhealthy and that they shouldn't have to go through the torment.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the most recent craze, the TV show called Honey Boo Boo?
Okay, well, there's the one child, and her mother says that her daughter's short and chunky, and that she doesn't really care about it, and she's happy, and that's all that matters. And her herself weighs about 300 pounds, like it shows in the episodes. And I mean, I understand that they love who they are, and that they can be comfortable with who they are, but at the same time, this little girl doesn't understand what is healthy, what isn't. She just eats whatever her mom makes, which is full of fat and grease and butter, and she doesn't really have a choice. A 7-year-old child isn't gonna say no to chicken fingers if you give them to them. They don't know that, right when they're young.
Do you have any opinions on how younger children watch TV shows and see this? Do you think they, in a way, look up to her? Because she's on TV, she's pageant queen. Do you think little kids have an influence on their weight? Or what are your thoughts?
I think, in the pageant stream especially, she's one of the only kids that is muchly overweight. And a lot of the other kids, I think, make fun of her for that, just because they're not used to it. They're used to being little twigs.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, her personality is so overwhelming and so fun and happy that some of the time it makes up for it, but I still think that there's a lot of negative stigmatism around it.
Okay, great.